video or anything?
Just don't make any.
You're
Okay.
fine. Okay.
Okay, I'm Jennifer McClure, and I'm the Assistant Director for Marketing in the Department of Student Housing.
Thank you. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about the construction on Martin and Stockard.
Okay.
So to begin with, when did the construction begin?
The construction began last summer. It was scheduled to actually start a little bit earlier than it did, but there were some weather delays and some issues. Anytime that you're taking on a project like this, there are exploratory issues. When the work begins, you can always find things that have to be done additionally to what you've planned. Kind of go in there not really knowing what you may encounter. So there were some changes made once they got in and started examining the walls, once they tore the brick away and realized they needed to take some other steps in the process. So that was the reason for the delay. But it did start last summer before the students moved in and has continued. It will continue through the rest of this academic year and into the summer. We hope to have the project completed by the time move-in happens for fall of this year.
So what can new students or new freshmen expect by these new improvements on Martin and Stockard?
What they can expect are better insulated buildings, safer buildings, buildings where you're less likely to encounter things like leaks or heating and cooling issues, water issues. They also can expect a nicer exterior. The buildings are getting kind of a facelift in the process. They're giving them an updated look, so just a more modern appearance that they'll enjoy.
Who decided that Martin and Stockard needed to look or have a more modern look to them?
Well, we always like to modernize and keep our buildings looking historic yet modern, but it really just kind of came as an opportunity with the requirement of having to do the work to weatherproof the building. The reason that we're having to remove the bricks from the building is to weatherproof them. The weatherproofing was done differently at the time the buildings were built, and so we have had issues because of that, and really the only solution was to remove all the bricks, moisture-proof the exterior, and then put the bricks back on. And so we took that as an opportunity to improve the facade.
What have been some of the weather conditions that have been a hazard to the buildings? Like, I know that there's been, really bad rainstorms.
And flooding. I mean, that's really it because it's a moisture issue. So, moisture and leaks getting into rooms have really been the main thing. So it's been when there have been storms.
Have there been complaints from students and,
There have been. Obviously, incidents are what prompted us to take action.
Right. What other specific changes besides the windows and the bricks are being made to Martin? I know that there's new ID scanners on the outdoors of Martin where you can just scan your ID rather than, taking it out and swiping it.
Right. We do have those. At this time, those are the only plans because it was just a few years ago that the entire lobby area and all the classrooms were renovated. This will provide a new facade, new windows for all the students, and that's something that I want to mention too. All the work is being done outside with the exception of the window replacement. They are having to enter students' rooms to do window replacement, but there's no renovation work being done inside or remodeling or anything like that.
Right. And so is there anything else I should know about this that any students need to be aware of or any incoming students need to be aware of?
I think as far as current residents, a great resource to know about is the special page that we have on our website that documents this project and keeps you updated on the information. If you click on our homepage, and we have a whole section there, it shows you the flyers with the information that we gave out at move-in, and then also there is documentation of every email and every sign that we've posted in the halls related to this project. So parents, students can go and look and see all of the updates, and we're trying to be very transparent in this process and make it as easy for our students as possible because we want to have comfortable communities for our students, but security is also one of our focuses, so that's why we have to take this project on.
Right. So is the website updated, daily so that way people can see the progress?
If there is an update for that day. We don't have daily pictures of progress or anything like that, so it's really based more on communication because in planning this project, there's not only the actual construction work, but there's the communication that has to go into that. We had to develop an entire communication plan that was accepted university-wide because it was such a large project that involved students living on the premises. So this project is really kind of twofold. And so this is just where all the information is stored. So if an email goes out, there is an update immediately. If an email doesn't go out for a week or two, then there will not be an update.
Right. And being a student living in Martin, I know that there have been problems with parking. So what do you have to say about the parking issue in Martin and Stockard because of the construction?
Well, we knew that there would be some parking spaces lost because of the laydown. That's the equipment they have to actually have on the grounds and keep them at all times. But we felt like maybe that would be counterbalanced with the new zoning for the residence halls this year. You know, we don't have Martin Stockard parking. We have residential west. We have residential east. By providing those other parking options, because the rezoning actually gave more options to Martin Stockard residents, by rezoning we felt like that would help, you know, take away the pain of the loss of the parking places.
Is there going to be more parking next year or in the future to come in Martin and Stockard, or say, you know, in a broader perspective, all over campus?
Not that we're aware of, but our department doesn't make any decisions regarding that. Even if it's parking for a residence hall, that is totally up to parking and transportation services. So, you know, we always hope that we'll have plenty of parking for our residents, but we're not able to control that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, sure.
Are they all here? Make sure